Things Podcast. Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest episode of the Needless Things Podcast, where we talk about toys, movies, music, and all manner of pop culture dorkery. I am your host, Dave, and right now I am getting caught up on my current favorite wrestling show, NWA Power. Okay, maybe it's not my total favorite. I think NXT, if I'm being honest, is in my opinion, the best wrestling show on the air right now. But NWA Power is great. It comes on every Tuesday at 6:05 on YouTube. If you go to NWA you go like NWA on Facebook, and then you can follow when Power posts. They put it up on YouTube, and I think you can watch it on Facebook too, although why anybody would watch anything on Facebook is beyond me. It is a great, great old school wrestling show. As Corey Graves said, old school in the very best way. Now, whether or not you care about Corey Graves' opinion is up to you, but to me, the fact that Corey Graves, The Rock, and a number of other folks in the biz, so to speak, showed their appreciation for this small show speaks volumes. So, I'm not going to get into the AEW NXT battle. Maybe that'll come up later, because we do have a wrestling-centric episode coming up the week of Survivor Series, or I guess the week prior to Survivor Series. But I'll just say AEW I've pretty much given up on. And I guess more on that later, because going with the trend of the last couple of weeks, I've got some news for you guys. So, I mentioned the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie crate, loot crate, whatever it's called now. NECA is now making them, and they're all crowdfunded. So, it is up to the customers to determine whether or not something gets produced, which by me is a fine way of doing business. And apparently the Gremlins crate didn't at all make it, if last week's 13% funding was any indication. But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crate did get funded, and I think it's worthwhile. We're looking at a $25 to $28 figure, judging by NECA's other releases, plus at least a shirt, but also other stuff. So for $50, and for a movie that I love, I think that's totally worth it, and I look forward to that thing coming in the mail. And I'll let you know how it is once it does come, and maybe that'll be a good indicator of what sort of things NECA will be doing in the future, because it seemed like there was a bit of experimentation with this one. Both crates were themed, but one was a little bit more of a traditional loot scam type of thing, and I say scam because most of the crate online things were, pretty... Well, that's not even fair, though. It's not fair to say they were scammy. You were getting, let's say you spend $30 on the mystery crate or whatever it is, the junk box, and you were getting way more than $30 worth of stuff. My issue with it was the couple of times that I tried it, was that it was all stuff that I would not have spent money on. Yes, this bottle opener is worth $10, but I don't need a Metroid bottle opener. You know what I mean? So you're getting your money's worth, but it's not money you would have spent, so to me, that doesn't count. But as far as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is concerned, the 1990 movie, obviously, I'll buy pretty much anything related to that. There's very little merchandise that comes out related to that, so $50 on a box of whatever they want to send me. I'll be honest, if NECA had just said, hey, we're doing a box about that movie, I would have been in on it regardless of what was in there. Like, they could have just said, we'll send you this much, here's how much it is, it'll be worth more than that, go, and I would have signed up. I love that movie that much. So anyway, that's what happened. Gremlins didn't make it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did. I'm stoked about that. I'm also going to mention in toy news, and actually speaking of GameStop exclusives, that well, I don't know that I spoke of GameStop exclusives. So the follow-up there is that the rest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie figures, Shredder, Splinter, and 2-Foot Soldiers, that were offered for San Diego Comic-Con, GameStop took pre-orders for them and will be getting them in their stores at some point. I think it's after the beginning of the year. It might be January. But those will be on the way, and I'm very happy I was able to get those. So, in related GameStop exclusive news, today Hasbro announced Jedi Revan and Heavy Battle Droid exclusive figures to GameStop. Now, Darth Revan, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know much about the character. He's definitely a fan wank design, because I think he looks really, really cool. But also, it's like if there was a Star Wars version of Creator Wrestler, like, this guy is the Sith that every 13-year-old kid would design, which is probably why he's so popular, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. So the Darth Revan, whatever, this guy is from a video game that I didn't play, and apparently there's a Jedi version. Is that a thing? I don't even know. It's a great looking figure. It looks really cool. All it is a repaint. It's not technically a repaint, because most of it's like different colored plastic, but I guess repaint is still redeco, maybe is the term. He's made to look like a Jedi. It's fine. It's cool. It's $25. I'm not going to buy it. And then the Heavy Battle Droid, Army builders in the 6-inch scale are a tough proposition for me in the first place, and I've got a couple. Now that I've sort of given in to the Black Series, not in any way a completist, but I cannot deny the quality of these figures. I'm actually looking at a bunch of them on my desk right now, and they're incredible. Yes, as being action figures go, they have left the 3 3/4-inch scale figures in the dust. There is no comparing the quality of the 6-inch Black Series figures to the current Vintage Collection figures. And the Vintage Collection figures are not bad by any means, but as far as likeness and deco and just overall aesthetic, the Black Series, there's just no comparison. There's not. However, the 3 3/4-inch line is what I have like 16 square feet of on my wall, if not more, and vehicles. And to me, vehicles are a critical component of Star Wars, so I cannot see myself stopping my 3 3/4-inch collection, but I am fairly annoyed that I have to collect 2 different scales now if I want the very best action figures, but also the best selection of Star Wars items. And it's pretty frustrating, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm actually so annoyed I can't really talk about it. But the other offering is a Heavy Battle Droid from Star Wars Battlefront 2, the video game, which, by the way, these are both from video games, and they're exclusive to GameStop. To me, that's how store exclusives should go. It should be, like, that makes sense, right? So for Walmart, if there's like a trash bag or a disposal chute or something that Hasbro wants to produce, then Walmart should carry that if it's just some garbage, because Walmart is garbage. Target, if there's a really skinny character that makes the larger characters feel ashamed of themselves, then that would be appropriate for Target. You see what I'm going here, what I'm saying here. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. Maybe this news isn't such a great idea. But those will be available February 15th, 2020. They're $25 a piece, which is my issue with the Battle Droid, because clearly that's an army builder, and who is spending $25 a piece on army builders? And yes, I know the answer is lots of people probably, but not me, especially not for a Battle Droid. Like, it's one thing if it's one of these Sith troopers or a stormtrooper or a Hoth trooper. But battle droids, it's a great toyetic design, but just looking at existing Black Series battle droid figures, there is no way those things are going to stay standing on your shelves. They're not, period. IG-88 is proof of that. So anyway, there you go. News. And one last piece of not really news, but just pop culture interest, I guess. Season 2 of The Mandalorian is being shot right now, as noted by Jon Favreau on Instagram. And if you're not following him, you should be, because he's pretty entertaining. And I'm excited because the first episode has dropped. Now, as of today, the second episode will be available, but I have not had the opportunity to watch it yet because when I said today earlier, meant something different from saying today right now to you, the listeners, who are actually listening to this today. Because as you all know, I record this a few days earlier in the week. So Mandalorian Season 2 is coming, and Episode 2 is available right now. I loved the first episode. We will be talking about it on the Needless Things podcast very, very soon. I've actually got too many episodes scheduled right now, and I've got to do some shuffling and figure out where something is going to go. But today's episode is your November Needless Commentary. Our pal Rad Ranger selected the Jean-Claude Van Damme classic Bloodsport as his pick for the month of November. We're going to try and get a little bit better about doing picks next year, but there are just so many times where there's something that coincides with something else, and I really want to do this movie at this specific time, and that's how it goes. But this month, we watched Bloodsport. We had a fantastic time. This is definitely one of the great commentaries that we've done. I love them all. Some are better than others. This is one of the best. So, you guys, grab your copy of Bloodsport, which, by the way, is a little... You either have to make a financial commitment to get it. Well, no matter what, you have to make a financial commitment, because you either have to buy it on Blu-ray. You can buy a split Blu-ray with Time Cop for $20, or you have to sign up for Stars on-demand service, and then you can watch it for free, but you got to pay for Stars. Although you can do the 7-day trial at Stars and then cancel it. But I got to be honest with you, the level of interaction that this show gets, I don't see anybody putting the effort into signing up for Stars for 7 days to watch a movie along with the Needless Commentary. And you know what? If anybody does, send me proof of that at phantomtroublemaker@gmail.com, and I will send you some free stuff. I'll send you a Needless Things gift box. So there you go. I think that's all the news that's fit to share, all the intro that needs to be had. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Silence your phones and your gastrointestinal systems.
Hey.
I just took some Tums. So hopefully I won't be moaning the whole time.
I was planning on just farting the entire podcast.
Well, if we can keep the moans and the poots on this side of the room and keep the belching on this side of the room,
I think that'll be good.
We'll
for
be okay.
Yeah.
It would, yeah. So if
that's a good plan.
If you're listening to this November Needless Commentary, listen in your car so you get the full benefit.
Yeah, you gotta get it all.
That's right.
Don't just listen on your phone. That's lame.
Nah.
So this month, Sean got to pick, because this year there have been so many like specific event type things that we haven't really been doing a whole lot of picking amongst ourselves. Well, Arian, you just basically don't ever get to pick.
Man.
Well, that's because we know what you're going to pick.
I got to pick once, and I picked Dead Alive.
Yeah, you got Dead Alive earlier this year.
Yeah. I got the super grossest one ever, and it was amazing.
Ryan, have you even gotten a pick this year?
He did. Ryan did Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You're just scared of Gary Busey.
No, I love
I'm
Gary
scared of
Busey.
Gary
I'm
Busey.
actually scared of Gary Busey.
Yeah,
Scared,
I met Scary
You should
Busey.
be scared of Gary
Scared
Busey.
of many of the movies that Gary Busey was in that you, for some reason, want to watch.
Scary Busey.
I don't even really want to watch him. I just want to make all of us watch them together. It's some sort of sick experiment.
You're definitely a sadist.
I'm kind of on board with Arian on this one.
Oh, yuck. So anyway, Sean, you picked...
Our podcast is called Caught Dead Watching.
That's
Yes.
true. Yeah, you guys should watch all the Gary Busey movies on your show.
Oh,
have
God.
Arian
I need
Arian
special guest star
over.
Arian.
Yes,
there you go.
there you go.
That's a great idea.
Ginger Dead Man, good to go.
I feel like y'all would start that, and then Arian would just leave. He'd be like, "Yeah, this sucks, guys.
Yeah.
Y'all enjoy it."
Yeah.
I would not abandon Gary Busey.
So anyway,
not how I
Sean, you picked Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
What was your motivation here?
It was literally the dumbest movie I could think of at the time. It just popped into my head, and then I regretted it.
Well, I congratulate you because it
It's a
is one
very
of the dumbest
bad
movies
He wanted to go full
we've ever
team.
watched. But,
This is. I can think
well,
of at least.
we'll get there. We don't want to get too deep
I
because we
can
haven't even
think-
started it yet.
I can think of at
way
least
better
2
than Crawl.
movies.
This is
Yeah,
well,
way better
yeah,
than Crawl.
everything
Way
is
better
better
than
than
Crawl.
Crawl.
Yeah, I was going to say,
And
the
it's
Stone
way-
Cold
it's
movie
way
was...
I've sharted better than Crawl.
And sharding will come up
Shut.
over the course of this podcast.
Yeah, it will.
It's also a massive step up from the Power Rangers, which
Yes.
was the last movie I picked.
yeah. You're back on Santa's nice list
Yeah.
with this one.
That's
all right.
just
So
in time
anyway,
for Christmas.
For everybody listening at home, we have the full complement team here. Everybody's here today, and we had to watch this thing on Star's app.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Sean had to sign in over here in the Phantom Zone.
I luckily accidentally signed up for a Stars account.
Yeah. So that's not available to watch like anywhere but on Stars, or you can order the Bloodsport Time Cop Split Blu-ray
Yeah.
for $20, which is more than I wanted to pay for either or both of those
yeah,
And
movies.
that's how you know this is a quality.
If you're
program.
right, because it's
When
part
it
of a
comes on a
split,
split,
set. Yeah.
Does Frank
Just like
Dukes
Friday
get
the
a cut of
13th,
that?
Part 5 and 6. Huh?
Does Frank Dukes get a cut of that $20?
Man,
I
We'll
mean,
get to
he
the- we'll
does.
get to
They
Frank
use his
Dukes in a
name,
minute.
so he's got to.
This
But
is why it's held up on. It's not on streaming.
if everybody's ready to get duped, then bring Bloodsport up, get ready, and we're going to play right now. There's our lovely MGM Lion. Okay, so
Roar.
let's go around with everybody's sort of experience with this movie. For me, I honestly, I've seen the whole thing, but I don't know if I ever sat down and watched the whole thing.
I definitely
I've seen
did.
parts of it at different times, I think.
Is a child growing up in the South, there was a lot of viewing of movies that were on TBS, and I feel like this is one of them.
There's the Marlboro Building.
That was on them a lot. And apparently this was actually shot in Hong Kong, which is probably not something
Which
in the
I feel like
American
you
movie
couldn't really
nowadays.
fake Hong Kong.
And
I mean,
just-
all this is like amazing.
We just want to note that we're on the right side of the Hong Kong thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Whatever the right side is, we're on that one.
We're
Yeah.
Right? We're
chattering indistinctly.
on the side that's not going to get us canceled.
Yes,
We don't want
yes.
to be a victim of cancel culture.
So, Sean, I think you and I were on the same page that we both basically knew the whole movie, but maybe didn't know if we'd seen them.
I have zero recollection of actually the first time I ever saw the movie, but I also feel like I know every scene in this movie.
Right. I don't remember ever sitting down and saying, "I'm going to watch Bloodsport." Sweet.
Yeah, it was never like, hey, let's go to Blockbuster and get Bloodsport
Right,
to
right.
pop it in. But you would just, I don't know, it would be on. It was just sort of omnipresent.
It was on the Beastmaster channel.
Yes.
What about you guys?
When I was in high school, there was a video store right down the street from my boyfriend at the time's house, and so
Wait, you had a boyfriend before Ryan?
Yeah, what the fuck?
God damn it! Sorry, it's my big confession.
Out!
But so our little group would go on theme weeks or whatever. We would rent all the mobster movies they had and all whatever. So we were on a Van Damme kick and renting all the Van Damme movies, and we would just get super high and watch Van Damme movies and laugh our asses off. And I feel like I remember watching it numerous times on VHS during a short period of time and just giggling and all the guys, because it was just me and a whole bunch of guys, so all the guys were like, "Fuck yeah, Van Damme!" And I was just laughing my ass off. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Well, that's one thing that came up in our first watching was that this came out in theaters and grown adults went and saw this movie
Yeah.
in the theater and were like, "Whoa, that was badass."
The 80s were
A more innocent time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think when
I'm
I
saying
watched
that
this,
now.
it was
I mean, I'm 32, and I'm like, whoa, that was badass.
But you're well aware of the level of badass.
Yeah, I grew up in a Van Damme house, so I've seen
Oh
all.
God! Of course you did.
Oh my God! Do you have like a sign that's like, "As for me and my house, we worship Van Damme"?
I don't know what it was, but like as a kid, my dad was always like, "Yeah, Seagal, he sucks." But then
Well,
we
he's
get
not
every.
wrong.
Whoa! It's
Yeah.
a good thing Kevin's not here.
I know, and then like, but I still.
Have they ever hashed that out?
Yeah, I don't know.
We need to get
But I
your-
think my dad's come around on Seagal.
Oh, okay. I was going
But-
to say we need to get your dad and Kevin over here for a Seagal movie.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
He
But,
just
like-
told this guy he's gonna take a shart.
But yeah, for some reason there's this misconception that like Seagal movie is completely ridiculous, but Van Damme is totally like legit. So like we watch them all, and yeah, this is one that like I remember watching this when I was a kid, and I was like, this is like some brutal shit. Like, and it's not as brutal as I remember it. Like I thought that like tons of people died in this movie, but that's not really the case.
Well,
yeah, I actually remembered that every fight was to the death,
That's,
which is
that's but I think that's Lionheart, isn't it?
Yeah, it might
Maybe.
be. Yeah,
I think what happens, because look, Van Damme's not one of my guys.
Yeah.
He's fine. I don't have anything against him, but I didn't seek his movies out,
Yeah.
like, ever. I saw Time Cop because it was a science fiction
That
flick.
was
And
rules.
Universal Soldier, like, I
Yeah.
saw those because they were science fiction
yeah,
flicks.
that's good cast.
But I think what happens over time is we conflate, like, a lot of movies that star the same person, kind of mix them
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Like, I have killed a lot of brain cells.
Yeah, I think we all
Yeah.
have.
So,
Well, and like I said, like we watched like all the Van Damme movies. This would have been like probably '93, like the early '90s. Watched all the Van Damme movies in short periods of time with a whole bunch of weed. So
Right.
like it's all just one
It's all
really long
blended
movie
together.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's the one where he fights, right?
Yeah. Which,
What-
I mean, is a fair statement about really any of his movies.
Yeah.
There's
exactly.
clearly a template where it's like have a title that's no more than 3 syllables.
Yes. Do all the
Have
kicks.
kicks, flashbacks, weirdly long flashbacks without any real context.
Speaking of
Yeah.
flashbacks,
Here we go.
splits.
we're about to start one at 4:20.
Yeah, let's time this.
Yes.
Let's see how long.
So started at
Are we
420.
really starting this flashback at 4:20?
Well, that's what my watch says.
Wow,
Yeah,
that
literally.
couldn't be more appropriate.
we're gonna-
Not that any of us are doing any of that, but certainly,
Back
I think,
in my younger days, I did
It might help
experiment.
you get through this.
yeah, it's true.
I disagree. I think, well, maybe this flashback, but I think this movie has like awesome pacing. Like for the most part,
Yeah.
I was entertained the whole time. There's been a lot of these that we've watched, and I'm like, fuck, we have to watch this again.
Yeah.
Like there's been
Yeah,
a few of
yeah.
them. I mean, like only like
It
3
doesn't
of
really
them, but,
drag,
like,
and it's only an hour and a half.
yeah.
It's also mostly fights.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
so-
Like the last half's entertaining as shit because it's
Yeah.
just people kicking each other in the face. It's
And the
awesome.
first half is setting up what a badass fighter Jean-Claude Van Damme's character is, and how awesome he's going to be in these fights.
Let's be
And then he
honest, the-
sucks.
and then
The
he's
first
not
half
good at
is
fighting.
this flashback.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a total ripoff of the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow story from G.I. Joe.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is probably where Frank Dux got the story from.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's time then. Nicole, why don't you tell us a little bit about Frank Dukes Ducks?
Okay, so I fell down a Google hole.
You.
I hear those are slippery.
It's very
Stay out of my
sticky.
Google hole.
You
So-
get consent before you do that shit.
Yeah,
I
you guys
did
hadn't
not
been married
realize.
long enough to be exploring the Google hole yet.
Or is that why we got married?
Oh.
Heyo!
So,
Marriage opens up the Google hole.
Hashtag pegging.
Whoa!
anyway,
Aaron's like, look, there's the line. I'm just gonna take a
gonna
run
jump
and leap
over it.
across that
Claude
thing.
right over that shit.
Jesus, now I can never use Google again. I guess it's just Yahoo for me.
All right, so Bloodsport.
Off of this stuff.
No,
Sorry,
did
but
not
also
realize
not sorry.
that Frank Dux, or Dukes, it's D-U-X, so I,
I
really
think
want
it's
it to be
Dukes.
Ducks.
Yeah. I feel like it's Dukes.
It's Dukes, is in the thing you drop.
Anyways, is a real person.
We both grow children?
Yes, we both have grown children. So Frank Dukes is a real person, and he claims that the events of Bloodsport are a real, true, based on a true story.
Like, this is basically a documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he
He said he
says.
was the world Kumite champion
Yeah.
for like 6 years.
So the
running.
real Frank Dukes says that the Kumite is a real martial arts, like secret warrior fucking thing, and that he retired as the undefeated champion from 1975 to like 1981. The rest of the world says that the Kumite does not exist.
Just like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Exactly. Frank Dukes also says that he was in the military and he was deployed on secret missions and awarded the Medal of Honor. The military states that he was a Marine Corps reservist from 1975 to 1981 and was never awarded a Medal of Honor or any other sort of significant awards at all.
Or even
but
deployed.
he was never ever deployed overseas. He never left the United States on behalf of the military.
That's what they have to say
but
because
he
they
was
have
referred
to
for
keep the
psychiatric
Kumite
counseling
secret.
at some point. And he also said
it's still
something
going
about
on.
doing shit in Vietnam.
Joe
but he
and
didn't
Judy
even
America
enlist until it was
are
over.
not ready for the reality of Bigfoot fighting in the Kumite.
Yes. And he also
He would
said he
win.
worked for the CIA,
Yeah.
and even General Norman Schwarzkopf was
Well,
like,
and-
this man never worked for the CIA.
And what they really don't want you to know is that the man who killed Hitler and Bigfoot is based on his father.
Yes.
Elliott?
Yeah,
Sam
Yes.
Elliott.
really.
Yes.
Sam Dukes.
Sam Dukes.
Sam Dukes.
There you go.
So essentially, he is really, really a big liar.
An unreliable
liar.
Or not.
Or not,
No,
yeah. I mean,
nobody's
how can you prove
proven
it?
that
How
he's
can you
a liar.
prove it?
So
Yeah.
he wrote a
You can't
book.
prove
So
a negative.
go get his book. It's called Stolen Valor by Frank Dukes. There's apparently a picture of him in the book wearing a Marine Corps uniform and a Medal of Honor. But
I don't need more proof
it's the
than
Medal
that.
of Honor that they would award to somebody in the Army, not somebody in the Marines.
But he was in the Marines.
And his answer to that was, I don't
Dual
know why.
service.
I don't know why they gave me the wrong medal. I guess you should ask them about that.
That's their fault.
Seriously,
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
the
this
best
guy's
answer.
amazing.
I don't know why my cosplay's inaccurate. Maybe you should ask the movie makers.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't give a fuck.
He went to a secondhand store and got like a whole bunch of medals because
And-
they were
and
like
then
all
he
these
start-
medals
then he
are like
started
put
up
on
in
wrong, you
a
know.
ninjutsu school.
Yeah.
Yes, the first American ninjutsu school
Called
called
Dukes for You.
Dukes
Yeah.
for you.
Dukes for You.
So I have a friend that's an actual martial arts instructor.
But is he a martial scientist?
Is he
I don't know that he's a
ninjutsu?
martial scientist, and I don't know he hasn't studied Dukes for you. So I asked him, and I was like, Frank Dukes, what's the deal? And he was like, he came up, one of his answers
Oh, nice.
was-
This is live input.
Yeah, this is
we,
live input,
Can we
yeah.
credit your friend, or
Yeah.
would you prefer to remain
Oh,
anonymous?
no, it's my buddy Derek Smart.
Okay.
It's a guy I used to work with who actually trains martial arts. And he said he came up at a time before the internet, so no one could prove that he was
Yeah.
And then
Hooray for pre-internet.
it was apparently a very common story that someone studies for a couple of years, claims to have founded their own system or inherited a system from a teacher that can't be found or verified. Some of those guys, like Frank Dukes, have some skill, but others just fully embrace the bullshit and go full retard.
That's awesome. And we've come upon a third pronunciation for his last name now because Sean just said Dukes.
That's true.
So we have
I mean-
Ducks, Dukes, or Dukes. We can't even pronounce his name. How could we tell if he's lying or not?
It's probably a fake name.
Probably.
I
Well,
love
no,
the
no
fact
one's
that, like,
even hit the silent R yet.
Well, they have hit the silent ding dong because
Yes.
Jean-Claude
Yeah,
Van
this
Damme's
is
got
the
whacked
taint,
in
the
the
taint
dick
shrinking
with
montage.
bamboo about
Where-
50 times.
So,
This
when do we
is-
start this? 4:20?
we are
Yeah,
at 7 minutes right now.
Yeah, it's like
Oh
6
my
and a half
God.
minutes.
Yes.
Montage, flashback, and we're only maybe halfway through.
Right.
We
Now
shared the entirety
We
of the
haven't
Frank
even gotten
Dukes
to the
story.
taint yet.
No.
The entirety of the Frank
I'm
Dukes
now
sure,
story
he's
is
I'm
in this
sure his
flashback.
sensei's gotten to the taint.
Yeah, he's standing in a room looking at his sword for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So, at this point, we determined that, earlier on, Frank Dukes claimed that he was going to go take his scheduled chart. And that was when he escaped from his Army handler, or Marine Corps handler.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
weird though, because he said sharp, but it looked like he was taking a shower, so I don't understand.
Well, where would
I
you
have to-
chart?
yeah, you're right.
I mean, how
Yeah,
convenient
Take a
is that?
shart. Well, he's like, I just did a shart, so now I have to
He's
shower.
from Belgium. Don't judge the ways of the Belgians.
You're right. You're right.
If they want to go take a shower chart,
Yeah.
No,
I mean, where better to do it?
They make delicious waffles. Could they be wrong?
he's
No.
serving
Yeah,
blindfolded
absolutely.
tea in high-waisted sweatpants.
So he's
Well, high-waisted is one of the themes of this fucking movie.
High-waisted is... I wish I was high-waisted.
It's always the ratio between his
Yeah, we do
neckline
have
and
a
his belt
low-waisted
line is like
tendency in
6
this room,
inches.
don't we?
Yeah.
Some of us in this room might have a waist that's about 4 to 5 inches lower than the average human waist.
Some low-riding jeans.
So this
Look,
movie...
it's not my fault I've got these childbearing hips.
You have to make a choice. You're either going above the belly or below
You
it.
gotta go above or below.
You can't just sit it right there on the equator.
My grandmother's second husband was this really short, like 5'2"
Was
dude.
he an above the belly guy?
He was an above the belly guy. But he once read in a fashion magazine that the end of your tie should come to your belt line.
So he
Yes!
So he pulled his pants up?
He had
The
my eyes
tiniest-
short and all of his ties. Oh my God. 4 inches long.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
This is
Oh,
the
it's straight to the taint.
Okay, this is where he develops his, because we only see this happen once. We have to assume this was done dozens of times over the years, and he's just shredding his taint right now to build up its resistance.
that's how he's good at splits.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's to build up his ability to do splits
Also,
and his resistance
we're nearing
to
the
taint-based
10-minute mark
offense.
on this flashback.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
in
we're
the
at 10
10-minute
minutes.
mark.
Yeah.
So his taint now is just one giant callus.
Yeah.
It's a huge chunk of
Like he
starch
could
in
sit on a traffic cone comfortably.
You.
here. He could probably do splits on them
He has like a bicycle seat between his legs.
permanently.
Hashtag pay.
So somehow, on a $1.5 million budget, this movie made $65 million.
Oh, that's badass.
No
That's-
wonder he was a star.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? Here's my theory. So we talked about how Frank
Look at the
Dukes-
power of his taint.
This is incredible.
Watch the power of his taint.
It's all he's clenching down on that callus right
It's
now, and it's just
100% taint
raising
power.
him up.
Yeah.
Oh. So we talked about the fact that Frank Dukes got away with his potential bullshit because it's the pre-internet age. I think the internet also ruined movies like this happening. Because at that time, there was no widespread worldwide way for people to be shitheads about things they didn't like.
Yeah.
So you could enjoy things and not have an entire worldwide voice telling you how stupid you were for liking something.
This is very true.
So everybody kind of just liked what they liked,
They
and it
just
was
liked
fun
it.
and
Yeah.
great.
So this is the part where I thought he was going to cut his head off. I
Yeah.
was wrong.
It seemed well. No,
It seemed valid.
I'll tell you right now. I thought he was going to swing that sword at his neck, and it was just going to break. And it was going to be like, oh fuck, he's a sword breaker. That's the final master level.
And can we talk about his lip gloss for a minute and his rouge?
Absolutely. Okay, I didn't notice the rouge at first,
Watch.
but the lip gloss.
Yeah.
The
Well,
rouge becomes more pronounced over time.
lots of people in the
That's
movie
how you know there's character development.
have glossy lips,
Yeah.
but it is the same gloss.
It's the same peach glimmer gloss on everyone.
Well, they
It's
only
like they
have
had
so
one.
much.
Yeah, they had one tube of lip gloss and they passed it around.
They
to the
went to
whole
Claire's.
cast. Yeah.
And
I
they
mean,
got
if you're shooting on location in Hong Kong, and your budget is $1.5 million, that's probably most of your budget.
Yeah, it was like one, and like
This is so awkward. Can you imagine staring into that man's eyes for this long?
Oh no.
with
No.
poofy sweets.
And this is
Like,
the exact same crane shot used in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, it is.
That was a fucking 12-minute long flashback scene.
Yeah. And it's still
12
technically
minutes.
just now ended.
In an hour and in a 90-minute movie.
And you know what, though? I feel it was 100% necessary.
They did set up all that
Because
stuff.
if it wasn't for that flashback, this movie would only be an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The flashback that they could have just done over a title sequence.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
But they couldn't have because they had introduced the concept of his shirt.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Sure.
His shirt is very important.
Yeah, you know, they show the blindfold thing, and that comes into play at the end because he gets blinded by the powder. So, like, I get it. It's just I felt like they could have done it in a more succinct way.
It's very clumsy.
yeah.
Yeah, like I get it. Like I get why it exists, but I just don't know why it took that long.
Are we all going to share your lip gloss now, Nicole?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to.
Good,
It's
thank
really
you.
nice. It's pretty. It's red.
So wait, they made 4 of these motherfuckers.
Well, they have
What? Wait,
There's
what?
4 Bloodsports.
They have
He's
a
not
return
in
rate
any
of
of the
fucking
others, though,
crazy.
is he?
He's in 1 through 3, and then the 4th one has some different dude.
Really?
Is it that dude that looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah. Yeah, in the 4th one, there's a dude that kind of looks like him that's
There-
from CIA.
3 more of these things?
Let's watch them all.
Look,
I don't have any
Look,
plans
not.
tonight.
the rate of return on these is amazing. You spend $1 million, you get back 65.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
you're
true.
not wrong.
Yeah, that is sequel. Oh,
Here's
look,
my favorite
His-
part of the movie.
his
Ogre.
gear's a pull tab.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
That's how we know this. That dates Hong Kong.
Okay, well, this is where we first start to figure out that everybody else that's in the movie deserves to be the star more than Jean-Claude Van Damme does.
Yes.
Because everyone else in the movie has more charisma, is better in fight scenes, and, well, really, that's it. That's all you
Oh
need
yeah,
for
that's all
Bloodsport.
you need though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm mistaken. Apparently, he's not in them. There is a guy who looks exactly like him on the cover. Like, exactly.
Yeah, that dude's
Like,
weird.
that looks like Van Damme on the
Yeah,
cover.
Jean-Claude.
Jean
Dong? Jean Dong Wang Dang.
Apparently
I'm gonna
that's
go
not
watch some Jean Dong Wang Dang.
Or did they put him on the cover?
He's
not in
Jean-Claude
it?
Van Damme.
That's got to be Jean Dong Van Damme.
Gosh, I really...
That's the cover of Bloodsport 2, but it looks like Van Damme. but-
No, there's that dude that looks
Not
exactly
enough.
like him that's uncanny.
I think it looks just like him.
Do you?
Also, apparently...
The next Kumite is a sequel.
The next Kumite. Is that like next Friday?
Yes.
For a top secret thing, we get a lot of movies.
How you gonna lose a tournament on your day off?
And then, yeah, Bloodsport,
Video game beeping.
Bloodsport 4 is the Dark Kumite.
So here, whoa.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a whole
How
lot.
does it get darker than this?
So they never actually show the cabinet, like the title or anything of this video game. They just show the gameplay. Do you think they kind of did this on the down low? Just
Yes.
like,
Probably.
let's just shoot
Because look
them?
at that's like painted white.
Right. Well, all arcade cabinets have the thing on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right here, they never move up enough for you to see the title or anything.
Nah, that was intentional. for
Yeah,
sure.
I feel like it is, because if they'd showed any of the actual logos or livery, they would have had to pay money, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the text is in Chinese.
So, according to my buddy Derek, he's sending me little snippets about Bloodsport now. Apparently, Jean-Claude Van Damme was hired a full year before filming started and was completely broke and had to do some shady shit to get by for that year until they started filming.
Oh, I think I've heard that. I think I'm somewhat aware of that.
And that's where the pegging comes in.
Well, that's how you get your taint that.
Clearly.
So you're saying
Stretch that, I
people were paying him to peg him?
I mean, look how good he is at it.
This is literally the weirdest conversation we've ever had on this
And
podcast.
we've had some weird
I
fucking
don't know.
I'm glad I returned for this episode to have this conversation.
Yeah, we saved it for you.
There we
I'm
go.
here to
Thanks.
help.
And Forrest Whitaker.
Thanks,
I
Aaron.
am Forrest
This
Whitaker.
blew my fucking mind. I had no idea he was in the
Didn't he win
movie.
an Oscar?
Not
Yeah.
for this.
Yes, for Bloodsport.
No shit, Dave. No shit.
Yeah, I don't know if he's actually won one or not. I mean, if he hasn't, it's a crime because he's one of the best actors
Yeah, he really
in our
was.
generation.
For Edie
Oh.
Dean.
No, yeah, for King of Scotland
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he did win for that. And he's, this is obviously very early Forrest Whitaker, but he's fun. He's likable. He, like everyone else, has more charisma than Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
Every scene that he's in,
Yeah, he won for Last King of Scotland.
if I could wipe my brain of my knowledge of Forrest Whitaker, I feel like watching this movie, I'd still be like, man, I like that guy. Every scene he's in is kind of a little bit better.
They do make him, like, very bumbling and...
Yeah, he's
goofy.
kind of buffoony, especially in the middle.
Yeah.
You're like, why?
Well,
He's
they're
going up against Frank Dux.
they're incompetent attempts at levity
Yeah.
that are clearly focused around Forrest Whitaker and his partner, because you get the whole scene where they finally find Dukes and they have a little whimsical slapstick chase through the streets.
Which ends up being for nothing, because the next time they see him, they're just like, it's all good.
Right,
I guess you're just gonna fight.
No big.
Yeah. Very strange. The stakes are pretty low in most of the movie until the fights really start.
Well, and that whole, subplot is actually completely extraneous and dumb, and it means nothing, because they're like, oh, we don't want you to fight in the Kumite because, I guess you're property of the military, and you might get hurt. So we're gonna actually.
It's like it's The Rock wanting to wrestle in WWE, but he's got a movie to film.
Right.
Yeah.
You can only get hurt if you're on our watch.
I'm gonna make a confession right now. Being 12 years old and watching this in 1988, and I don't think that I did, but if I did, I would look at what Jean-Claude Van Damme is wearing right now, and I would have thought it was very cool.
You would have been very wrong.
Sure. Look, there's.
I would have been wrong. But 12-year-old me would have been like, dude, those pants and that tank top and that jacket.
That fucking jacket, dude.
That's fucking
with
cool.
the collar up?
Other than the sleeves rolled up, that is how 12-year-old me dressed.
Even the sleeves rolled up, though. That was the
tank
thing.
top like that?
Well, I didn't have the tank top but I didn't have that chest.
Because he's so muscly.
But why did his nipples have to be out?
Because why not?
Because why?
Look, you just follow Zack Ryder on Twitter and you'll learn about nipples being out. Let me tell you.
This shot really feels out of place. It's like a horror movie.
It is I felt the whole time like I was watching some kind of cyberpunk thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just because all cyberpunk is set in Japan.
Oh, yeah. Except this isn't Japan, this is
totally
China,
Hong Kong,
but that's okay.
Well, now I'm racist.
No,
Completely
that's
wrong.
not really racist,
That's not
though.
how martial science works.
That's locationist.
That's, you know what? I have a degree in English, not in geography.
So this shit is some insane William Gibson looking fucking dystopian back alley shit.
Yeah, I mean, it literally looks like Thailand. When we were there, this is how it looks.
It looks like people are there to buy drugs and brain
babies,
implants.
Yeah. It's like a scene
From
on a
the
Johnny
same
Mnemonic.
shot.
Right.
Yeah, but we walked down a couple of alleys in Bangkok that looked exactly like this.
exactly.
And we were like, I guess this is cool.
You're brave, because I don't know that I would.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Well, you reach a certain point where you got to keep going forward, because see where it comes out.
Because the crazy people with the strap-ons are waiting to peg you. And you just got to keep moving forward.
Don't back up.
Yeah, we basically went to the Kumite, but it was for pegging.
Damn it!
Gong banging. That's what that club was called.
Did you just say ew, Arian? You started this.
Yeah,
Right, you don't get to
This
say
is
ooh.
your fault. You don't
You
get to tap
unleashed
out
this.
now.
Ew. Why are we talking about butt stuff?
What's wrong with you guys? Okay.
Hey, I just brought up pegging, like an innocent expression of pegging. I didn't make it the kumite of pegging. Wait to see the line and jump over
What
it.
would that even be?
Can we at least
The best
admit that you
peggers
moved
did
the
that.
line?
Oh, yeah, it's
wields
all
the
my
biggest
fault.
strap-on?
It's all my fault suddenly.
Oh my god.
I
Damn.
kind of want to make that movie now.
I'm not in it. No.
It's the Lube Olympics.
And who wins? The best giver or the best receiver?
Yeah,
Right.
No.
Where's the...
Wait, and
where's
are
the-
they fighting against each
I
other?
feel
I
like
don't think
it's
they're
a-
fighting. Are they fighting?
Is it
Are you
dog
trying to keep away? Are they running? Ah!
Yeah.
Why
It's
are
like a
mommy
haze.
and daddy fighting, and why is mommy behind
So
daddy?
this is less-
Why is daddy crying?
This is
Why is
less...
he biting the pillow?
This is less like Bloodsport and more like The Running Man,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
but with dildos.
Yes.
Running Man Triple X.
Wow, I'd watch it.
Show me your dim
I've watched worse.
So here's... have you?
Yeah. There were
Whoa.
some dark
There's
times.
a lot of shit on
Yikes.
Pornhub.
She watched worse than the Running Man of pegging.
I think we should focus
Listen,
now on
hentai-
anything else.
There's nothing wrong with hentai except everything.
Okay, so here's the bricks, but they're like, oh, wait a minute, dude, we
Yeah,
need
hit the
everybody
bottom.
to watch this.
No.
And we get our first look.
It's like
on
the movie
the bottom
starting now.
one.
The
It
death
is about
punch.
pegging.
This is like when the movie actually kind of starts.
And let me reiterate that I have a degree in English, but I actually feel like laws of physics mean it's easier to break the bottom one.
I mean, that's just
I don't know
my
how that
works.
I don't know.
Are they magnets?
I thought he was going to break them all,
How do they
all the way down.
all the way down.
Well, no, that's like...
I've seen that.
Yeah, but I think that's the ultimate skill, is the fact that he just
He
broke.
just generates his power through the other ones.
God, that is so
That's
awesome.
the most ridiculous shit.
It's pretty badass, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like, they would all
look,
break.
it's awesome.
We get our first-ish look at Bolo Young.
Who is
It showed him
the
for a
star of
second
the
in
movie?
beginning.
Yeah, in like in the beginning montage, the first montage, not the second montage. That was 12
yeah,
minutes
not the
long.
flashback montage.
Yeah.
I mean, really, can you have enough montages?
No.
In this movie,
I don't know.
definitely
You haven't
tested
seen,
that
you haven't
theory.
seen Joe Striker
Yeah.
yet.
Oh,
There's a
man.
lot.
When, are we watching that Wednesday?
That's the plan.
Okay, all right.
But you're also still coming to the premiere, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, I actually
Fantastic.
can do it,
Hell yeah.
despite my horrendous... but, I don't know if I told you guys this or not. I'm on all days, like, for the foreseeable future, and it has changed my fucking life.
Oh,
Not having to go back and forth.
That's awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, going back and forth is really bad for you, by the way.
Yeah, my company doesn't understand that for some reason.
I
don't get it.
Just don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's...
Obvious. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when my dad first became a cop, which again was in the early 70s, they used to rotate every month between days, evenings, and nights. And then they quickly realized by like the mid-70s, oh, that's the worst possible thing we can do to people. And so like they would put them on one shift for a long time.
I like that 40 years ago people figured this out.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's the guys talking about Kumite. So does he, I guess he thinks that this, or in his story, he thinks that all this shit actually happened. Like, people gave so much of a shit about him, they were tracking him down across the country, or across the...
Yeah.
You know what?
Frank Dukes is mentally ill.
I will give him enough credit to say this was probably a dramatic invention of the people making the movie.
Okay.
I don't know that I don't know. We need to read the book.
He thought he was like a CIA, like, badass, so I don't know.
He definitely claimed to be a very important member
Stolen
of the
Valor?
military.
That's the name
Stolen
of the
Valor
book?
by Frank Dux.
You can get that for about $3.49 on Amazon.
I'm sure, yeah.
Tree
Tree fitty.
Okay, now
Oh,
here
and
we
this is where
go.
women are exchanged like property.
It's just as it should be.
Damn.
And
Whoa.
Look,
Turkish-
they let her out of the kitchen.
God damn.
I like Turkish Spider-Man right here. Look at this guy.
Oh, yeah. That guy looks ridiculous. Man, I can't remember his name, but Ogre.
Ogre.
Is so good.
It's just ogre.
He's great. He's so likable. He's so fun. Like, he's got charisma and charm.
I adore Ochre. Okra.
I like
Okra.
In everything that he's in.
I am down with some
snap.
fried okra.
Oh God, yeah, I want some.
But it's got to be crispy, not slimy.
Yeah.
I hate it when it's in the
Little
buffet
ranch,
and it's
yeah.
been sitting there for a while.
No,
Wait,
no.
little ranch? I like ranch, but I don't want it on my okra.
No, a
Ranch.
little ranch on some okra is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I know. Look, believe me, I ranch on pretty much anything, but okra... Oh, wait, he's wearing his shirt. He's wearing his Eagle has landed shirt.
Oh, yeah.
You get a better shot of it later on. But Ogre is wearing a shirt that says the eagle has landed, and it has an American eagle attacking a Chinese dragon. And it is amazing.
It's just a big fuck you to the country he's in.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck this
100%.
country.
Because it's a Harley-
What's more stereotypically American than that?
Well, it's a Harley
Yes.
Davidson shirt, so it's clearly a message about... Well, no, China doesn't make motorcycle. I mean, I'm sure they do, but
do.
like,
No.
it's not like they're in
Taiwan.
competition with Harleys.
Ironically, most of the Harleys I think are made in China or Taiwan.
Well,
right now.
now,
I think it's
not in
just I think it's
1988.
just a rah, Americans are cool shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, speaking of
Speaking
cool
of
shirts,
This is not one.
that's a family of four can share that shirt.
The 4X silk shirt in boring brown.
It's a tent.
And
Yeah.
the name brand on that would be Bazzuto or something like that. It would have
Yeah.
been sold at Gadzooks, and I 100% would have bought one if I could have.
But it was like, he's like, you know what? Taupe isn't boring enough. Let's get this color brown.
What is that, like spicy mustard? What is that?
Sure.
No, spicy mustard's a little brighter than that. That is literally like baby shit brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
It blends in with his skin.
Yeah.
How can we make him look more vanilla?
You're right. It is almost like nude.
Right.
Like there's very little more offensive than like nude colored underwear.
That's why it's got so
And
big.
that's kind of what that looks like, is that weird nude, which, by the way, is super racist to call that color
Yeah,
nude.
actually, yeah, come to think of it.
Right.
Because there's literally 3 people on the planet that are that color. The
And
rest of
he's
us
one
are
of
all
them.
like,
Right.
yeah, they're Jean-Claude's color.
Yeah, this is the love interest that seems to kind of just be there. Like, it's not really...
Oh my god, it's the...
It's
yeah.
literally only because they felt like they needed to throw it in.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it
he
adds
just bought her for
nothing.
a quarter, by the way.
Yeah.
What?
Which, you know.
What if it's this? What if Frank Dukes had a really involved story about this hot chick that he met in the Orient that he was banging, and he went on and like,
I'm sure
can we
he
just
did.
swap this out for this?
Okay,
And
so
this is the
Probably.
compromise.
I would like to reenact Nicole and Ryan's conversation about this particular scene in his split, about the location of certain valuables.
Oh, it is V?
Yeah.
It's in the front V.
I can't remember the rest of the
Okay, so
Yeah.
Nicole asked, where are his
Yeah.
genitals right now? And Ryan said, oh, they're in the front V.
It was the very matter of fact.
Yeah,
And then-
like it was
Well,
just...
Where else would you put your
Tucked up in
dick?
the front V.
I keep mine in my front V. That camera is so zoomed in on his nipples.
On his
It's
tiny
really-
little nipples and
really
his
strange.
sweat. Okay, so I think part of martial science is being able to just make yourself sweat.
Yeah.
Just going like
Because he wasn't doing much.
covered in
command.
sweat.
I think that's step one because he did that effectively the
Look,
entire time he was training.
I don't
At
know
this
to say
point
he
in my
wasn't
life-
doing much. He was doing
Yeah,
like
he was doing a
crazy
lot.
taint split.
At this point in my life, I start sweating when I get up out of a chair.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I get it.
If I scratch my head too hard, it breaks.
Once the temperature's above 72, I'm miserable.
Oh jeez, ugh.
I might as well be living on the sun.
I am disappointed that all the fire in this movie, and none of it comes into play during any of the fights.
Well,
Right? They just were at fire
Because
spinners.
that would be
Right.
illegal.
Yeah.
Right. That would be too much.
Vampire.
That'd be a step too far
we-
for the Kumite.
Can we talk about how these guys are space aliens?
Please do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very obviously some sort of weird martial science.
What the fuck is going on with his belt?
Yeah.
they're martial
So
science.
He's wearing it in
The-
the right spot.
the
He
Black
went above
Dragon
the belly.
Society wears their belts above the belly. They decided to go up instead of down.
Look, you can't wear skinny jeans above the belly. It just looks foolish.
Oh
But
gosh.
they all have, like,
you
shiny
literally can't because there's
silver-
only 6 inches of clearance.
They have shiny silver gis on, and to me, it just makes them look very like extraterrestrial. But like extraterrestrial, if you had zero budget to like make them actually look like spacemen.
You said shiny silver geese, but in my head it was shiny silver geese. So they're like wearing the Bjork dress, which I wish they were.
That would make this movie like infinitely
Oh
better.
my god.
I can think of a lot of things that would make this movie infinitely better.
Do martial arts while wearing a sweater.
No, you must. No, okay, I've got to stop myself. All right, I got to stop myself from making any regional dialects here or accents.
Yes.
Now you must don the official ceremonial garb of the Kumite. They have to wrap a fucking giant goose around themselves.
They just run around flapping feathers. They're poking at each other.
Geese are pretty fucking.
That's
A goose
true.
will fuck
Yeah, you
them
know
up.
what?
They're
I wouldn't
violent.
want to fight a goose in this.
No.
That would be the last. That would be the boss battle.
Yeah.
You have
You
to
and a
fight an
goose.
actual goose.
What's that game?
Oh, Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah, Untitled Goose Game meets
Oh, yeah, that's
Bloodsport.
awesome.
I charged a goose one time. Like there was a whole bunch of geese on the lawn of the fire
What-
station.
Is this one of those times when you were high?
No, I was stone cold sober, but I was going to be a badass and I was going to scare the geese away because they were all over the lawn. So I ran at them like
No, they don't
screaming
give
like a
fuck,
badass.
dude.
They didn't give a fuck,
No.
and they came at me,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I ran away. I got punked out by some geese. I was like, I'm
No, there's-
sorry, my bad.
There's no shame in that.
No.
No, those guys are assholes. You can't fuck with
If you
them.
don't run from a goose, then you just don't have any sense.
That's a badass shot.
That's why they call this thing Bloodsport.
All right,
kid.
and notice this is the first fight of the Kumite. They're just like filming them fighting. There's the slow motion only happens when there's like a big blood connection or whatever,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
they're pretty much just going at it, doing some great fake fighting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Every time our boy JCVD gets in there, everything he does is in slow motion and
Yeah.
just like standing there with his opponent like in a fight pose but not doing anything. It's like,
Yeah.
all right,
And just screaming.
all right, buddy, what we need you to do is just stand there like a post while Jean-Claude throws some kicks at you.
Yeah. Then we'll just slow him down and make it look like it was an impact.
It's
Poor Skeet Ulrich.
You know, watching this even as a kid, at first, like I really got the feeling that the ogre dude was going to end up being like bad because like he starts out like an asshole. Like,
oh,
he's being,
dude,
like,
I thought it
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was going to be a villain. Cause
Yeah.
But yeah, he ends up being the coolest dude in the movie.
In his sweatpants.
He's
Except
all about drinking
bad
beer
guy.
and kicking ass.
And this dude in his ballet trunks.
Yeah, he looks like he's in, what did I call it? The Pirates of...
Pirates of Penzance.
Pirates of Penzance, I think is what you said.
I literally don't know what it's really called.
Pirates of Penzance.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Penzance.
at some point, we need to watch the pirate movie starring Christy McNichol, and I can't remember the male lead in that.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, so he singles out Bolo.
Really? Nobody remembers the pirate movie?
No.
Nope.
Oh shit, we're gonna gay it up in here one day. Watch the pirate movie.
If we're gonna gay it up, we gotta watch The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. See Agent Smith be a drag performer.
Then after that, we have to watch Pegging Running Man.
It's like Running Man, but with dongs.
Billy
Triple X
Strap-on.
parody.
I'm just picturing people running while wearing dongs. Exactly. It's
To
the
be
visual.
fair, male athletes do that a lot.
The run, it's like the
But
running of the bulls. but the
Hopefully
running of the
they're
dogs.
not like
They're not just free flying.
right. Well, and hopefully they're not
wrecked.
like wrecked, ready to go.
I don't think you see track stars
Technically,
with
is
a
That
it-
would
Venus.
really
Technically,
change
is
the
it Pride
Olympics.
Parade, the running of the dongs.
They call it hard skiing.
Maybe.
Oh shit! Here comes Bolo Young to fucking kick some ass.
Yeah, Bolo Young. He's
He's
badass.
awesome. He is the
He's the
fucking
best
gem
fighter
of
in
this
this movie.
movie.
Does he maintain a red sash throughout the movie?
He does.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
I thought
guy's
you were going to ask if he maintained an erection.
For the running of the dongs at the end.
yes and
Like,
yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
His pecs are like doors.
Yes.
You were not kidding about that. Look at his hand was on fire.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I thought something awesome was going to happen. I mean, granted, it does, but just not what I thought.
Also,
Shoot
I now want
fireballs.
a Robo Bolo to just open up with his chest and missile shoot out. like a
Just come out of his
Voltron.
nipples.
Look at him play to the audience.
He's great. He should be the babyface here.
Yeah.
Except that he's so evil.
The man
Oh,
has
look at
fought
that.
both Bruce. Oh my God,
Springsteen.
Bruce Lee.
On the streets of Philadelphia. In a fight, Bolo Young.
Oh, God.
Not many have fought the boss, but he's one of them.
My brain melted
Some
down
weird
between
trivia bust now. Like, you only fought for a Springsteen once.
with the guitar. My brain got hung up between Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, and I almost said Bruce Chuck.
Not Bruce Norris?
Bruce.
Here's the
All right.
the Saudi Arabia.
As penance, you have to look this up now. Was
Okay.
Bruce Springsteen ever on Celebrity Deathmatch?
Oh shit.
So Donald Gibb, the ogre dude, still looks badass as shit, like, currently.
He's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that guy!
Yeah, I know.
Holy
This
shit!
dude's awesome.
Does he do conventions or anything?
I'm sure he does.
All right, so
and then he
how shitty was that fight? Like nothing
Yeah.
even happened.
It's pretty weak.
He literally, like, knocked him out with the power of positive thinking.
I feel bad for this.
I like that. This is cool. I like
But
it.
yeah, this is pretty awesome.
This is what should have been the knockout.
Swat.
But yeah, you're right. It gets.
He does look like he actually hits him too.
I feel bad for the referee in his doo-doo colored pajamas.
Yeah.
Those
But I
are
bet
pretty
they're
bad.
comfy, though.
Bruce Springsteen fought James Gandolfini in Celebrity Deathmatch.
There you
Wow.
Of course he did.
There you go. So what? Well, Jersey guys.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Could you ever truly be comfortable wearing something that close to the color of actual human feces?
No.
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 Like, you need a different color.
There's a lot of bad brown.
Oh, no,
don't do it, don't do it.
Gross!
My creative wrestler faction was
That's how you
the
get
Pooh
hepatitis.
World
Pooh
Order.
World Order, that's true. With Shit Nozzle Jim, Lay Poopy. Don't do it! Ew, you disgusting little man.
The team of El Dumpo Grande and the Pooh Nacho.
Yeah. That was good stuff. I wish wrestling games were still fun, so we could...
Without the sound,
that
it looks
back
like
up.
they're dancing until they punch each other.
Now they're fun and because they're so janky.
I could definitely see the lights on that one.
Supposedly,
No, it's not fun.
supposedly there's gonna be a new AEW game that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, well,
it's
they said the same thing about TNA about 10 years ago.
Well,
and that didn't work
supposedly
out
the
so well.
creators of the N64 games.
That's exactly what they said about
Really?
the TNA
Okay,
game.
all right.
Yeah, anytime they bring up Ukes, people are like, "Oh shit, it's the best game ever!"
Yeah.
And then they make a new game, and it's like,
That sucks.
because they did that Legends of Legends of Wrestling also.
Oh yeah,
those
I like
were.
that one. That was all right. I mean, I played it as a friend though, so I didn't play it a lot.
Here's the badass song that made you want.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I need to. Oh, I never looked to see if this soundtrack was available.
Yeah, soundtrack rules actually.
Yeah, I would absolutely listen to this on the turntable. Because I'm fucking old, but I'm also a hipster.
Weirdly, yes.
Alright, Bloodsport soundtrack. Kickboxer original soundtrack. That's not what I'm looking for, Google. Fuck you.
Get in that Google hole.
It's slippery.
Don't you climb out until you got my answer.
Wow, things are not looking good for the Bloodsport soundtrack. You'd think somebody... Because look, any sorry-ass 80s movie has the soundtrack available on, like, 180-gram vinyl picture disc.
But not this one.
But not Bloodsport.
Sadness.
I'm telling you, Frank.
Although there is a Bloodsport quilt blanket available.
Oh my
God.
Oh, that is
Can
badass.
we sleep with that every night? Just look at fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme.
shit! Can I get that autographed by Frank Dux?
Why did this come up for Bloodsport soundtrack?
Because why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. So, oh shit. Ryan, pretty sure you need that shirt.
Oh, that's
Oh my God, I want that shirt.
Let me tell you.
Oh my god!
Wow, look at that.
Perfect.
Well, what we're looking at for the listeners, because obviously this is not a visual program, is a Kumite t-shirt done like an 8-bit Nintendo game cover. And it's pretty badass.
Yeah,
and it
that's
has,
awesome.
although it features something that I don't think ever happened in the
No.
movie, which is Jean-Claude or Frank Dukes flying
flying
through the
kick.
air.
I feel like that's from another one of his movies that's the same pattern.
Probably, yes. Oh, and then that's right. I think
They apparently made 4 of these things.
Yeah.
there was a Target exclusive Bloodsport T-shirt in like VHS packaging
Oh god! Because of course there was.
that I didn't buy.
I kind of want it now, but I'm sure I wouldn't be able to find it.
But yeah, soundtrack not really available in any
That
format.
sucks.
It doesn't look like, which is pretty bizarre. Like not even as an Amazon download, it doesn't look like.
I think that we need to take a moment to appreciate this chase scene that's about to happen.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
This is great.
It's
some
one of my
wonky
favorite parts of the
Looney
movie.
Tunes
First
shit.
off, they pull out these 1980s fucking tasers.
Oh my god! They
Which look like they would be
fleshlights.
more effective if you just hit somebody in the head with them. Did you say fleshlights?
I
Yes.
think Sean just
I wanna
exposed the
know-
fact that he's never seen a flashlight.
Where is Sean putting his dick?
That's a
Well, no, actually, you know what? No, it's not terribly far off.
I mean, obviously it's not.
It would need to look like slightly more flashlighty, because honestly, if you had that sitting on your shelf, nobody would look at it and be like, that's clearly a flashlight and not something you fuck every night. Look at this sassy Van Damme.
This is the sassiest Van Damme ever. But like my problem with this is that up till this point in the movie, he's been played super fucking serious,
Well, what
and
was
now
that
he's
just
like
then?
Bugs Bunny.
He, like, stopped and gave him a little wave.
Oh yeah, no, he's just fucking with them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Which-
he's a cartoon character now.
It's a very strange sequence.
And I don't have a problem with the sequence, because it is oh, look, I don't have to sweat these bozos at all because I'm the
Yeah.
best runner. Like, it's almost, it's a half-assed sort of parkour. Like, he's not actually jumping over anything.
I don't know, the boats part's pretty impressive when he talks
His whole
on the
fights
boats.
are like half-ass martial arts.
That's true.
So, it's just his shtick.
Look at that shit.
I just think that
I'd
this
fucking
like
fall on my ass.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I couldn't do that.
immediately.
Yeah.
Especially not wearing those mustard and navy shoes that he's got
I'd be like
on.
Forrest Whitaker. I'd be like, oh, yeah.
I like that
Fall in
his
water.
shoes look like little tiny versions of his suit.
Yeah, they do.
Oh!
You must went face first into some soup.
This looks like the opening credits of an 80s sitcom.
Yeah.
With them falling in the water like
And-
that.
and
It looks
look,
like Laverne and Shirley.
I love it for that. And now he pays an Asian gentleman to pull him around in a chair with wheels on it.
As you do.
Oh, yes. And now he is on a date with the girl that he paid $0.25 for.
They're also in
Yeah.
the darkest fucking restaurant.
Yeah. And
Which, if you've already bought her, why are you even bothering to buy her dinner?
she's
Yeah.
like,
Because
basically,
he's a polite gentleman.
I'll do
Clearly.
anything to get into the kumite. Literally anything. Like anything. No,
Anything.
seriously, I'm offering to blow you if you'll just get me in there.
Anal on the first date. Just let me see the fights.
All right, I'm going to give a shout out here
Hashtag pegging.
to one of our pals. I'm going to give a shout out here to one of our pals, Scott Brady. I posted the insane brick picture. He said, "Some days you're JCBD, and some days you're the bricks."
I love it.
That's
Some
solid.
days you eat the bear, some days the bear will eat you.
Are you talking about pegging again?
Yeah.
We
Ogre,
call it eating the bear here.
Ogre is definitely a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Ogre for sure.
He's got big bear energy.
And Arian has just messaged everybody a flashlight.
The worst fleshlight
Pinhead's
possibly.
mouth on
The
it.
best fleshlight ever.
Ugh.
I saw that the other day, and I thought about sending it to our little group chat thing, but I was like,
Sometimes, oh, look, there it is.
Oh,
There's
there's
that
part-
sweet
brief nudity.
JCBD buttocks.
He must
And-
do squats.
And he's got the dong hammock going on.
of course he does.
Well, and I think it's like you said, like, he had to have a moment to prove he actually has a dong after doing all the splits.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
That's
And his weird, like, drawn-in quarter taint exercises.
I think that it actually is in his script that he has to have a certain amount of splits. I think I've heard that because Time Cop, there's several that are very unnecessary.
The kitchen.
The kitchen
The
was
kitchen,
great. It's
yeah.
totally unnecessary.
No
It
reason
makes
for that
no
to happen.
sense.
He could have squatted down. He could have just moved 8 inches to the left,
Yeah.
but instead he's just doing some splits on the counter.
Yeah.
Because that's what time cops got to do.
Goddamn right.
All right, fella,
When
if
you
you're
got a
going to be a
police
time cop, we're going to need to see what kind of splits you can do. Don't worry, I've got you covered.
Yeah.
And
Like,
apparently,
I got-
as of 2013, there was the 75-second long commercial released by Volvo with Jean-Claude Van Damme performing the
Volvo?
splits between
Volvo, what was that?
Volvo doing a split
Amazing.
between two moving trucks.
Oh, yeah.
I think
yeah,
I vaguely
that's
remember
yeah, sort of.
Doing a split between two moving
Yeah.
vulvas.
Yeah,
As my secret, I have the taint and the vulva.
that's how I stretch between the Volvo.
I'm old Greg.
Look at my downstairs mix-up.
You
Have you ever drunk Bailey's from a shoe?
Oh, God.
Let me take
You
a
must
shirt.
love me exactly as I love you.
make an assessment?
Okay, this is awesome because we
Yeah.
think they kind of set this scene up for Ogre to look like kind of a bozo, but I think he ends up pulling it off.
No, he ends
Yeah.
up looking like
Pretty
a
good.
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's my favorite character. He's badass.
Yeah.
Him and Bolo, the bad guy.
And
I
then
want to see him and Bolo in a buddy cop film now.
I want to see him
Yes.
and Chinese Al Borland in a buddy cop film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chinese Al Borland kicks ass.
I bet that guy. I bet the Chinese Al Borland is actually not Asian,
I mean, he looks
I mean, I think
pretty
he's Asian.
Asian.
He's at least
or like
half.
half Asian, and then like half Yeti.
He like squeezes and headbutts the brick into dust, and it's pretty fucking impressive.
That guy is the proof of Bigfoot's participation in the Kumite.
Yes.
Now, is this the regular Kumite or the pegging one?
Yikes.
Yeah.
Come on, Ryan. Why you gotta take it there?
God, Ryan, you got issues.
And then here's his girlfriend, who he slept with her, and then was like, "But I can't get you into the Kumite." And she's like, "It's okay, I have other ways." And apparently, her other ways is to blow the guy whose eyes are too close together.
Yes. Yes.
You know, some days you gotta do things you don't want to do in order to get a story.
I feel like every day you gotta do things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Paco's
being an
pretty
adult.
badass. I like Paco.
Paco is also apparently an actual Muay Thai practitioner.
Yeah.
Nice.
A
I think most of these
neckbeard
people
practitioner.
Yeah.
And-
Like he shaves his face, but not his neck.
He gets that sharp line right on the
That's
chin.
He
weird.
reminds
It's like
me,
his mirror only goes to
He
here.
really does remind me of the guy who plays Braun from.
I didn't even realize I was down there.
I can't see it. My mirror only goes to my chin.
The guy who plays Braun from Game of Thrones was in some sort of like British
Oh, he
like
does look
boy
like
band in
Really?
like the 80s. There's like
Weird.
hilarious video of him like singing some pop song.
That I didn't know. I
Yeah.
knew that guy had been around doing stuff for a long time.
Now look it up. It's hilarious.
No, is it as hilarious as the fact that they had to keep him and Lena Headey completely separate for the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, 'cause
Yes.
they hated each other.
Yeah. Because they dated, and one of them is so nuts that they couldn't even be around each other afterwards.
I don't know who like.
I don't know which one of them it is.
Yeah.
What is he doing here?
Because she seems pretty crazy, but also laid back.
Yeah.
But he seems really intense. So I
Right.
don't know.
It could just be. A
It
case.
may be. It may
Look.
be a situation where he's so intense that she was like, "I'm not going to be in the movie."
More slow motion, bullshit ass fighting from Jean-Claude Van Damme. Then we go straight into a badass fight
Yeah.
where it's just regular shooting
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy that's not Bolo, whose name I don't know, is actually one of the best fighters like that I've seen in this. Like as far as fun to watch.
Yeah, he actually comes across as having a little bit of personality.
Yeah, well, and he looks
Yeah.
like an actual fighter. Like I could see him in a cage fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he sells the fuck out of it, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, every fight except for the JCVD fights
Every-
in this are amazing.
yes. Every fight requires whoever he's fighting to stand
Now,
still.
is he actually a martial... Like, does he actually know martial arts?
You just.
Or does he just know the splits?
I feel like it's just the splits, but I'm going to Google that right
Oh, this is it. This is it. Oh! He kicked him so hard a vagina grew on his leg.
It's that tube of lip gloss.
Yeah.
So you've got a tube of lip gloss poking out of your leg there.
Ugh, that was-
They had to shut down. They had to shut down
Yeah.
His
production.
fighting career is fucked for now.
But that's the only graphic thing
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of blood, but like that's the only truly like
Oh,
graphic,
yeah.
uncomfortable thing.
All right, assuming any of this is true, Van Damme trained for 4 years, earned a spot on the Belgium karate team. He won the European Professional Karate Association's middleweight
Okay,
championship.
so he does.
Yeah, so he's got legit
Yeah, that,
skills.
I thought that he did, but I wasn't sure.
But man, like, they slowed down Bruce Lee movies because Bruce Lee was really quick.
Yeah,
They slowed down Van Damme movies because
He's not.
he's not.
He's the
That
least
is
impressive fighter here.
badass.
This guy
Walls of Jericho.
is amazing.
that's not even close to what that was, but you're fun.
I'm just...
I like this little guy.
I just
Yeah.
like yelling shit out. These guys
The
are
moment
both
where
really
he gets
fighters.
hit and it looks like he's gonna cry, I'm like, oh,
Well, this is Poodle Boy. You got to have some sympathy
he's
for
my
him.
favorite.
He's only 11.
Oh, he looks so
Look at
sad.
him.
Oh, don't
Don't
cry,
hurt me.
Poodle Boy.
He's like, I trained so I didn't get beat up
Yeah, like
anymore.
this is a badass shot. This one.
Yeah.
This might be slowed down, just so you can watch it.
And then this is weird.
This is very
What's
weird.
happening? Like,
Yeah, it's strange.
This-
I don't understand this part.
I feel like they told this guy to do something intimidating, and he didn't really understand.
What intimidating means.
Right.
I feel like this guy watched a bunch of Grace Jones movies and tried to channel.
Oh my god, he does look like Grace Jones.
Oh my gosh, it is Grace Jones.
Holy shit.
He's Greg Jones.
Old Greg Jones.
Now let's talk about...
That was pretty bad.
Sean, you're the only one of us in the room with a real, any kind of knowledge of martial science. Let's talk about the efficacy of rolls and flips during
None.
an actual fight.
None.
What about...
You're just gonna shit all over capoeira.
I don't know what's happening here, and I don't think any of us should
I don't
comment
think
on
I want
it.
to talk about
I'm
it.
not
It's
talking
making
about
me-
this scene at all. The
Yeah.
further we stay from this, the better.
Yeah. You know what I'll talk about is the fact that the sumo guy, couldn't they get an actual fat guy to be the sumo guy?
Representation matters. That's why, I was pissed off about that fucking Dirk Gently TV series because they
that's
casted
bullshit.
skinny twee motherfucker.
Right, it's supposed to be some out of shape
fat
fucking
asshole.
Yeah.
It should be me.
Yeah, you would make a great Dirk
I
Gently.
would actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of Van Damme's flips are like the worst movements in the world because you expose yourself to getting hit. They take up way more energy than they result in on the other side. So it's like, why would you expend all your energy before you hit the person?
Right. If this was like pro wrestling and you're trying to put on a show, which granted, Bolo's trying to put on a show, but he looks great doing it, so I'll excuse it.
Yeah.
But
also, it doesn't expose his back.
But
ever.
Well,
he's,
yeah.
Bolo's putting on a show to taunt his opponent and to show
scare him.
his supremacy in the
this
fight.
is when you know,
where
they
Van
pissed
Damme is
off
just like, I can do a
JCVD.
somersault.
well, this is where you know that JCVD is the heel of the movie because he goes
He kicked that guy in the
straight
booty.
for the nut punch.
Yeah, it goes right to the low
Hey,
blow.
they've got to drive home the point.
Then drive home this guy's testicles.
Yeah.
There's no.
There's no
And
rules.
this is where the split
And another
training
split.
comes into play. But there's no rules in the Kumite.
It's like, you cannot damage my taint.
Well, there are 3 rules, but this
Right.
does not break any of them.
Exactly. Nut shots are legal.
I will say I like the sumo guy because I only need to lose 15 pounds to be built like that.
It's something to strive for.
Yeah, but if you do it, you have to dress like that.
If I lose 15 pounds, I will.
Sweet. I look forward to December's commentary.
Oh no, that's holiday season. I'm
So-
on 15.
I think he just used his skills to make this guy sharp. That's what's happening right now.
Clearly, this
He's
guy
like,
is.
"Oof."
I mean,
This guy has lost complete control of his bowel.
We actually need to rename this movie Bloodshart.
Bloodshart. Yes. Oh gosh.
Hashtag
Yuck.
blood
Sorry.
shirt.
Well, that's
And
what
another
what
one.
happens after too much
And he
pegging.
literally just punched him in the taint. I don't even think it was the balls. I think he punched him squarely
Well, he
inside
knows
the
that
taint.
not everybody has that kind of taint force field that he has.
That's true.
Taint.
That man clearly does not have a calloused, toughened taint.
No.
We
Oh.
almost saw it right there
It's soft and pudgy.
underneath his brown fighting panties.
That's why he wears brown panties, because he just shirted himself. You can't tell.
He was prepared.
Is that underwear or
Ducks,
is that
ducks,
his robe?
ducks.
Ducks, dukes, ducks, dukes.
Yeah, the
And
crowd is definitely saying it 2 different ways.
If you listen to this with the sound, which I don't recommend, you should obviously listen to us instead, but it sounds like 50% of the crowd is saying ducks and 50% is saying dukes. You can hear either way. Chong Li's weak in the gut. He'll shart at a moment's notice.
It's true.
But his right leg is his sharting leg.
Everybody's got a sharding leg.
Everybody, I mean, well, that's the thing. When it happens, you put your weight on one leg or the other, and you got to figure out your opponent which leg they're going to go for when the shard happens.
I think most people tend to the right.
And that's the leg you want to sweep.
Sweep the short leg.
Sweep the short leg.
Why was he was throwing those kicks and not even looking? Those are the wildest, most unskilled kicks from an actual martial artist.
Yeah, it's like he's playing a fighting game and doesn't know the moves, he's just hitting all the buttons.
Oh, that's me.
That's me.
That's me. This is too much. I get a little bit of this, but at this point it's like...
Yeah. They
He's
should have cut
doing
10
this
seconds
because
out
the
of this.
movie needs him to do this.
Yeah, because he even looks at him, he gets up, and he
Right,
gives him a
right.
second. Yeah, and he gets his shit fucked up. That looked pretty convincing, too.
Also, looking at Chong Li, his gut is not the weak spot.
No.
No. Hey, I don't see him having
There
a
is no weak
He
spot.
has no weak spots.
Maybe his eyeball. Like,
knees.
rip his
And
eyeball.
No, look at his eyes.
That's
You
true.
couldn't get in there.
The fact that he has knees might be a weak spot.
So he's got the Harley Davidson bandana.
Ow, I just hit my head on the pillar.
This is like, oh, jeez. Should I put some padding on that?
I might need to put some wrestling padding on that.
Oh, jeez. So,
Put a turnbuckle pad on that shit.
Yeah.
this is similar to when Jericho took Rey Mysterio's mask and went on to fight, Chavo? Was it Chavo?
I don't remember.
There was some kind of honor deal where Jericho was walking out wearing Rey's mask to
Of course
piss
he was.
off his whoever his opponent was at the time.
I can see Jericho walking out. Let's shake him. He might be
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, let's
broke
just
his neck.
if I shake him hard enough, it'll wake him up.
He's just taken a whole bunch of trauma to like the head and neck, and so Van Damme's like, "You okay? Shake, 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 shake."
Well, that's because Van Damme's an idiot.
Rub
Yes.
some dirt on it.
He's a lot smarter than this fucking doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cannot seem to find Ogre's heart.
So, for the entire conversation that they're having, the doctor is just moving a stethoscope
Around the chest.
Ogre's
It's
like
even worse
right
now that I
pet.
know.
Now it's his shoulder.
Yeah.
What are you listening for in his
I
shoulder?
feel like the director just said, okay,
Just moving
do
around.
some doctor shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, I've only ever been to the doctor once.
Granted, there are things that you listen for other than the heart, like you listen for like lung sounds and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
But there's no reason.
Do you listen to the clavicle?
You generally
Ew.
don't.
This man's clavicle isn't making any noise.
It should be whistling.
I'm proclaiming him dead. Send him to the morgue.
Like
Whistling.
his
The old clavicle
examination-
whistle.
Yeah.
His examination of Ogre's right pec with a stethoscope is really extraneous.
I doubt his medical credentials.
Wow.
This is more.
Look at his dead eyes. This is the
Yeah, he has
scene
no soul.
where I realized, like, he's just not good in this movie. Later on,
Yeah, I think his martial arts and his acting got better later
yes. But in this one, now is this was his first
This was like his breakout.
main role,
on. Yeah.
first starring role?
I mean, yeah, he didn't quite know his thing yet. Understandable.
didn't know his thing.
I mean, I think his thing was the fact that his taint is made of Laffy Taffy.
Good old Taffy Taint. Here he comes, doing the splits down the road again.
Oh, it smells like banana.
Ew! I'd rather a taint smell like taint than banana candy. Like, I like bananas,
Yeah, the banana
but banana
sucks.
candy
Yeah.
is the fucking worst.
Oh,
Do you
so
remember?
gross.
Arian, you might remember this. You remember I used to keep that dish full of runts in the apartment?
Yeah.
And, like,
It was like
Eventually,
there was
there'd
a point
be-
there was nothing but
right,
bananas.
and I'd just
and
have
then
to
you
throw
didn't
the
throw it
bananas in
out.
the trash and then refill it.
Yeah.
I kept just a candy dish full of runts in the apartment for forever. Well, it wasn't a candy dish. It was actually an ashtray, but it had never been used as an ashtray.
Sure.
No, it really hadn't. We had plenty of other ashtrays. Believe me, that fancy thing. It was on this. It was this like wrought iron stand
Oh, okay.
that only fit this glass ashtray that fit in the top of it. It was so. It was. Why would you have an extra thing in your home as opposed to just having an ashtray sitting on the coffee table or the end table or whatever? But that's what this was.
So
But yeah, I
now
kept
he's
running.
like on the bus and he's freaking out.
He sees Bola everywhere.
And-
That's racist.
It's a little racist.
He's flashing back to his flashbacks.
Yes, that we just saw 30 minutes ago. Like
Yeah.
this is an episode, or 30
Flashback.
seconds ago.
Yeah.
Like this is an episode of Raw.
It's very
And we just
Because
came
you're
back from
too
commercial.
stupid.
Right.
Because you're too stupid to know what happened 5 minutes ago. Let us recap it
At
for
least,
you.
they
Yeah.
didn't, at least they didn't do the Sedaris thing where people are flashing back to shit that they weren't even there for. Oh, God. Like they're flashing back to other people's memories. You're like, what?
We're gonna need to do another Sedaris movie soon. I now have
Yeah.
4 of them on Blu-ray.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I got 3 of them.
We
so
need
far.
to throw one of those in at some point.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
We'll
So
do Savage Beach, maybe.
Savage Beach would be good.
Yeah.
That's one of the buff ones, right?
Return to Savage Beach is the Buff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to do one of the ones with Buff.
Yeah.
And I'll give him a call and see if I can get him over
That'd
here.
be badass.
It's too late now, but we fucked up by not counting the splits.
Oh.
Because I'm really paying
I can't
attention.
count
There's a
that
lot
high.
of them. There's like a
I would
lot
say
of splits.
that. I would say
It's
there's like at least
easily
7.
double digits.
I think there's at least 10. I don't know.
Gee,
I don't
It's
think-
like
I
every time you turn around, he's doing another split.
I think you're
There's the
over splitting things.
There's a couple in the flashback. There's the apartment one or the hotel room where he was doing it. He did one in the fight.
when the guy dragged him.
Yeah,
and
that
then
one.
now I don't.
That's like 5.
I don't think there's more than 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I agree.
Well, there's only one way to find
that's
out.
like-
Let's watch it again.
That's
Or-
like 5 or 6 more than like every other movie.
Yeah, it's 5 or 6 more than I've done in my life.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I bet you can Google.
I'm Googling it right now.
So this pisses
Sean's
me
going
off.
down the Google
His
hole.
his chambray shirt is missing the top button or the top snap. You see what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
It's pissing me off. Get this man a real shirt, not this bullshit that's missing half a snap. And why is Forrest Whitaker standing crooked?
Because
Look at
he's
his
got the
shoulders.
fucked up eye. He's got a...
Your eye doesn't make you stand like that.
Make his it looks like his shoulders dislocated.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe he's on a flat surface.
You can't fucking take down Medal of Honor winner Frank Dukes with these fucking...
Does Forrest Whitaker have a shoulder thing that I've just never been aware of before? He must. Look at him. Now I feel bad.
He's kind of sloppy.
Who knows?
I guess he's never going to use that snap anyway, so what does it matter?
Being a hard
ass.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
We know all about hard asses. That was not at all how tasers would work. Also, I don't think those kind of tasers have multiple shots.
He took the other
probably
dude's
not,
one
no.
who didn't shoot.
Oh, I thought they both shot.
Nah, just Forrest Whitaker.
So, Forrest Whitaker shot his and it took out both of those dudes.
That's right. That's the power of the taser.
Yeah, okay.
Shit worked out nice.
I thought doesn't it have to create a circuit?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that
both
why
of the
there are
prongs
2
have to hit you.
barbs? Yeah. Oh, well, that's
Look,
okay.
science doesn't exist in the Kumite.
It's a movie.
I'd just
It's
like to
martial
apologize to Forrest Whitaker for pointing out whatever's going on.
With his posture.
Yeah. I will not apologize to Chinese Al Borland because he is awesome.
He is pretty glorious.
Well, I can't find an official split count, but I have lots of posts that are like the 15 best splits of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I wish he had
So
a.
we know he's at least done more than 15 splits in his career.
I wish
But, I
he
mean,
was
all of
wearing a
his movies
plaid
is
tee.
like- His movies are
So
always
many.
like split part 1, split part 2.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that if he ended up being the Predator, like the Predator just be running around doing splits?
Oh, that was the thing that was going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah,
He was
supposed to be-
originally.
Yeah.
There's video of him in a totally different Predator suit that looked terrible.
Yeah. But they decided he was way too small,
Yeah.
Yeah.
first of all.
But that was supposed to be his big role, and then they got this. Because he got kicked off Predator.
Well, regardless of what is going on with Forrest Whitaker's stature, he has the coolest walk of anybody in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he might have just changed his suit, or is this the next day?
I don't know.
No, I think it's the same day. Maybe you changed the suit.
Look at that rouge.
Bloodsport time is a flat circle.
It's true.
Oh, God.
All right. You gotta take on Paco. This is no joke.
Paco's a dick.
Well, yes.
I don't like him.
I like him.
I think he's all right.
He's a squirrel.
Not a fan of his facial hair, but that's it.
That's my main problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you gonna judge a man just because he doesn't have an appropriate mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to get yourself a mirror that you can see your whole face in.
It's pretty readily available.
Yeah, and just go to
Just
Chinese
go to the
Walmart
mirror store
and
and
get one.
just buy a mirror?
Chinese Walmart.
Go to Woomart.
Yeah.
That's what we used to have right around the corner here.
So in this top 15 splits of his career, at least 3 of them were from Bloodsport,
Nice.
including the one over Hong Kong, at which point Hong Kong is treated as a prop in the write-up. What props are used in this split? All of Hong Kong.
And this is just like a kick fest.
This seems like, though, the best fight that Jean-Claude Van Damme has in this movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's because they're testing each other.
It's like a Ring of Honor match where they're just
really
like,
is.
oh, keep hitting me. It's just, we got to show that we're tough.
It's
It
kind
really
of
is
like-
a super kick party.
Nobody will notice that we're only 160 pounds.
It's kind of like how like the AFC and NFC championship games are always better than the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Best
Did
fighter.
you just start speaking German?
Yes.
What just happened?
Hassenpfeffer.
It's bizarre. I feel like, am I having a stroke?
It's a good analogy.
Yeah, you're right.
Saying that the fight with Chun-Li is disappointing.
Oh, I wish Chun-Li was in this movie.
Oh yeah, the giant
Doing her
thighs.
helicopter.
Yeah,
Her thighs that are bigger than her torso.
yeah.
Thick thighs save lives.
Hey,
It's true.
some of us have that problem.
Problem.
Or blessing. One of the two.
Chon Nip Mung. That name is...
People clamoring.
I guess, are they betting on these fights? That's what they're
Yeah,
doing?
oh
Like,
yeah,
this is-
100% they're betting.
The
Because remember the
Kumite-
first guy that lost, they got all pissed off.
Oh, yeah,
and
they threw the
kicked
money
him
at him.
and threw the kicked sand on him and shit.
I mean, if you're going to throw money
They
at
threw
me
like
for
I think it
losing,
was
I'll
the
lose.
betting slips that they threw at them. The money was different.
Oh, okay.
Those are like, I think those are the betting slips.
They have some kind of cartoony foreign money, so you can't really tell what's a betting slip and what's money
It's
and
Kumite money.
what's
This is
a taint wipe.
I'll never be able to take Canada seriously because they call their currency the loonie.
That was awesome.
Not the loony.
Yeah.
I mean, the loonies might be awesome for all the Canadian listeners, but
No, I don't care about the loony.
the Chong Li double elbow
That finish
stomp.
move. Now this,
He punches a crying man to death.
which look, I mean, who hasn't been there? But we don't necessarily need it in the
But then he
movie.
breaks his neck.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and she turns away. That's where she turns away.
Right, that
She's-
was too far.
She's been watching all of this violence for the entire time. Guys.
Yeah.
Like, that's too much.
But this part's really unclear, like what's happening.
Yeah, they don't really. Doo-doo referee's obviously shocked, but
Not
like,
cool with it.
The crowd loves it because we're a bunch of bloodthirsty
yeah,
guys.
the crowd's all about it. Then these guys get up and turn around, but it
Well,
means
they-
nothing.
It's
Yeah,
the blood.
it's
Like, he's not like kicked out of the tournament. He's not fined. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
no
he just gets to go
consequence.
on.
Also, the dead guy is clearly breathing there.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
to
he has to
me,
go to the shame circle.
anytime a bunch of dudes are staring at me and then stop staring at me, I'm like, I win.
Yeah.
Like, this is not. Oh no! I had to look at the back of their geese.
They're space dragons. Oh, and the whole crowd turns.
Well, they don't. But they don't really. They just
No.
kind of stand up. Like, this is very unclear.
Yeah.
And then he still gets to challenge Dukes.
Right, he doesn't get thrown out.
There's
disqualified.
zero consequences for him killing this guy
Right.
at all.
Well, and they established earlier when Ogre was talking about going, the guy was like, "You could die in that." And he's like, "It's worth it."
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Or what do you say? Only if you fuck up. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so it's a known thing that people die in this all the time, but now it's too far. We got to raise these stakes.
Well, I think maybe it's because like he didn't have to kill that guy. Like the fight was over,
Yeah. I
and
guess
then
you're
he
right.
like
Mm.
he then snapped his neck.
So it's like
afterwards.
killing,
But-
it's like killing people happens, but the fact that he just killed them is like there's like that's bullshit.
But it's not like anything
Yeah.
happened to him
Right,
for it.
Yeah.
Zero consequence.
That guy has got some fucking dookie stains in his jeans. Did you see that? That was terrible.
There's a lot of brown in this movie.
Frank is not okay. Oh, he is. Okay, I was wrong. Never mind.
And they
It's fine.
changed the stage.
Yeah, it's because he trained on one like this in that interminable flashback that we
Yeah.
saw at the beginning of the movie.
That we're probably going to flashback some more to.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. And now this is the
Awkward guy stuffing a pill down the front.
Is
of
that
his
so? Is that like a salt tablet? You think?
Yeah,
Because he
some
crushes
sort
it up and
It's some
Yeah,
sort of
or like a
blinding
chalk.
substance.
Is it, I don't know.
The
It's-
great Muda would know.
Blinding
Alka-Seltzer?
powder.
Muda did
Same
spit.
powder.
Muda wasn't
Yeah,
the
Mr.
salt
Fuji
guy.
called
Mr.
it,
Fuji
yeah.
could help you out.
Also, what was wrong with his trainer's hand?
Yeah, there was some kind of big, fucked up callus
Sorry, they just had
thing
a
on
wart
it.
frozen off.
Yeah, that was gross.
Is that just a byproduct of who they cast? Or?
I wouldn't let that guy touch me.
No, I wouldn't let him
Especially
stuff
not
things
in
in
the
my
genitals,
trunks.
yeah.
Look at Bolo with the classic heel move of wearing his friend's bandana.
Yeah, that's badass.
Well, like I said, it's like Jericho wearing the Mysterio mask out to the ring.
On his right leg
classic.
that he uses to destroy you with.
That's right. He'll stomp your colon into dust.
Also, I found it funny that last night in the AEW pay-per-view, one of the judges for the matches, championship match, that Jericho was in was Dean Malenko.
Oof. If I was Jericho, I wouldn't want him
God, look at
judging
those
my
pecs.
match.
Right?
They're thunderous.
Yeah.
Oh, he broke his record. Is this one of Frank Dukes' famous records?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we
That he
learn all
created.
about. Blows.
It's not Rocket.
Except nothing comes out.
Which is okay, because then I'd have to throw up.
Well, we don't want
Shouts.
that. Right off the bat.
And also, it seems like there's no rules with just fucking jumping on the referee
Yeah.
off of his shoulder to hit somebody.
And then he's like, "Oh, referee, make sure you're safe." After I just jumped on your fucking back.
yeah, he used the referee as a launching pad.
Right. He's like, let me use this as a transfer of force. He keeps putting his hand up. He's like a video game character with a tell.
Yeah, he is.
Like he's going to hop around, he's going to put his hand up. That means a kick is coming, so attack then.
Yeah, it's like a boss fight.
Yep. It's like King Hippo in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
That looked so stupid and bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dude was clearly just standing there selling for Jean-Claude Van Damme's extremely slow, ponderous kicks.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could see him. They should have slowed that down because it looks so much worse because you could see him launch into that jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is a very, very unbalanced fight.
And once again, I would like to say that, yes, as his career went on, Jean-Claude Van Damme got better at this sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was badass.
This is where, and this here we go, hot take. This is where Steven Seagal's form of fighting was actually better. It's the laziest form of fighting in the world, but
It
it
looks
does
good
require,
on camera.
But yeah, it looks good on camera. It requires people
It looks
running
cool.
at you.
Yeah.
And you can do it wearing jeans and a leather jacket.
Right.
Now, let's talk about that flip.
Pointless.
Yeah.
I feel like that was his leg.
It could have been.
I think he did that.
I mean, we've already established, like, the splits, so I feel like that's plausible.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty flexible, dude.
Look at his musculature. That's wild.
Yeah, it's insane.
Dude was ripped
Oh, here we go. He's going to pull his dick out. Oh, right. Okay.
I'm going to throw my dong in your face.
What? Okay,
Blind
what?
you with
We'll
it.
blind you with my
Blinded
dong.
by the dong.
Obviously, this powder, salt, whatever this
It's like voodoo powder.
is. Okay, yeah, here we go.
It burns. Oh.
Ooh, I'm hitting him in the gut. That's his weak spot that I talked about 10 minutes ago that I haven't done anything with. Well, I guess those punches were right to the gut.
But apparently he's just, like, blind as shit. But it kind of looks like you can see when it shows his point of view.
Right, I feel like they didn't do enough with his POV shots. Because it looks like...
It's just a little blurry.
Well, and it also looks like he's not even looking in the right direction. Like, stop looking up. He's looking up at the lights.
Yeah.
Like, maybe look where the dude might be.
Well, and
unless you think this guy can fly. Do you think he can fly? Is that the problem?
Yes, I believe he can fly.
Chong Li is now aerial.
Well, and now, starting with the brick smash, we've learned that Jean-Claude Van Damme doesn't actually look at the thing that he's hitting anyway.
Well, that's true. That's true. He likes to look somewhere else and
he's
scream.
just blindfolded.
Stare up in the sky.
He did a lot of blindfold training.
I mean, he can pour tea while blindfolded. Of course he can win this.
Now, and we mentioned on our first run through that, well, you know, this isn't blindfolded. This is a screaming crowd, and he's got his eyes open. And it's all blurry and lights and everything. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, use nature's blindfold.
Yeah.
Nature's blindfold. That's what I prefer
Right.
when sleeping.
Yes.
Nature's blindfold.
Get the scarf that Patches O'Houlihan gave you.
Or the sash that's tied around your waist.
Right, you have multiple things.
Actually, that would have been kind of badass if he took that off and wrapped it around his eyes and finished the fight.
Right,
That
go
would've been
straight
pretty
Rambo.
cool.
Yeah.
And that's been done, and I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
remember
yeah,
where. But like,
Dodgeball.
it's too bad this movie didn't realize.
Yeah,
it.
because that would have been cool.
No, I mean literally like taking the belt and
Yeah,
Putting it up
because
here,
it's
though.
just a power move.
right.
I'm the blind
But
master.
instead, he's going to keep look. Look. It's not even where he's looking. This cinematography is a joke.
This part is so bizarre.
Yeah, this is awful.
I wish we were getting subtitles here.
Yeah, why doesn't it say Duke's screaming?
Incoherent screaming.
Screaming ducks.
And flashing back to a flashback.
I wish it said parentheses flashback right now.
Also, he's giving him a shitload of time to just attack him.
Well, look, time moves more slowly in this movie, as we learn from the
Well, when you're
10-minute
flashing
flashback.
back, everything's
Yeah.
going
Yeah, you got to respect the flashback.
He's experiencing it in the moment, but we experience it on a much more slower scale.
That is the corniest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's also really good that he waved his hand behind his head before trying to punch him in front. Let me tap you on the shoulder before I punch you.
Cheering inaudibly. That's my reaction to this movie.
Oh, I know you're the ref because
Because you're wearing doo-doo colored pajamas.
well, because you have a shirt on and I just grabbed it, and my opponent is shirtless, so hopefully that should be a
Also,
differentiating factor.
he can see.
Also having eyes.
Yeah, you know what? This would be more effective without all the POV shots at all.
Yeah.
Because look, I understand he's done a lot of subtle acting in this movie, but his
Subtle.
portrayal of blindness is not among the subtleties.
You know, when you think of JCVD, you think subtlety.
It's true.
His acting is so subtle, it's like it's not
Oh
even
yeah,
there.
he does this
Wheel
windmill
kick.
missing kick like
Wheel
90
kick.
times.
There's 3, and let me just go for 4. The
Like at
first
this
3
point,
missed.
I could have grabbed his leg
Yes.
and made him
Yeah.
fall over.
Yeah. At this point, your dog could have
split.
grabbed his leg.
Yeah, I that counts as a split for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, right in his weak point.
That is probably the best looking thing that he did.
That is badass.
That's pretty cool.
Just the height on it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spectacle of it is great.
Yeah. Did they reuse the footage on a couple of those?
I think all of those
possibly,
were I think it was the same one 3 different times.
That one was definitely different
That
though,
one
because
was
he put a lot more
Yeah.
effort into that one.
Yeah.
Frank yelling. And
Bolo just looks drunk.
Asian Gary Shandling
Uh,
selling like a mofo.
Say it.
The subtitles don't do this justice.
Also, it's like, you know where he's at, you're holding his head. Why are you looking around like you don't know where he's at?
Yeah.
Because he's got crazy eye.
You know what?
He's very not good at playing blind.
I'm okay with that. Like, I feel like the director was probably like, okay, JCVD, during these scenes, look anywhere but at the thing that you're doing,
supposed
to
because
do,
we want
yeah.
people to understand you're blind.
Yeah.
And I think he did that. And you
Yeah.
know what?
Fine.
I'll give him credit for that. That's fine.
You fought with inspiration, except for that time that you low blowed that dude.
Yeah, for real. Like, why? They shouldn't even have done that nut shot.
No.
And now he gets the wacky
Yeah, his
Kumite
own
sword.
fucking sword.
that doesn't really make sense because they don't use swords in this tournament at all,
No.
but whatever.
It's
I guess it's just a
ceremonial.
Maybe that's the dark Kumite.
They use swords
They use-
to just cut
no,
body
is
parts
Is that
off.
like the Dark Carnival? Do they have?
I hope
do
so.
They have Fago?
They have
Okay,
magnets.
Fago.
How do
How's
those
that
work?
shit
This is for you, Satoshi.
All right, so let's we get back to the hospital. This ogre's fine, which is good. I needed that too. I would have been pissed if it just ended like Karate Kid, like just the tournament ends and that's it, and we don't get our closure with ogre, because there's nothing more important than ogre closure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't leave your ogres open.
But let's go ahead and go around and talk about how we feel about what we just experienced. Ryan, what are your feelings right now?
I liked it a lot as a kid. I thought it was way more brutal than it actually ended up being watching it as an adult. It was more silly.
No
but,
titties.
What?
No titties.
Zero titties.
Yeah,
Yeah,
zero
just
titties.
have an ass.
Yeah, I thought this was like
half a man.
I remember watching
Yeah.
as a kid and just thinking like, oh yeah, this is like a hard R, like
Right.
crazy fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's not. That being said, enjoyable. It's goofy as shit. Some of the acting is really suspect. A lot of the fights are fucking good. The flashback is awful, and they should have just cut that out. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nicole,
Um,
feel your feelings.
God, I'm gonna feel my feelings all over the place. Like Ryan said, I remember this movie as being like a lot more brutal, and I saw it in high school. But like, I just remember like, oh, fucking Bloodsport, yeah, Bloodsport, like brutal as hell. And it's really not. There's like that one scene where he breaks the guy's leg, which is pretty brutal, but the rest of it is just like a little bit of blood here and there. I feel like all of the supporting cast is amazing. Like Ogre is great. The guy that plays Chun-Li, what's his name, Bolo Young.
Yeah.
He like steals every scene he's in. He's fucking amazing. Van Damme is just sort of like the linchpin that the rest of the movie revolves around.
Yeah, he's not great in this.
Yeah, he's the weakest fighter. He's the most boring fights. But the rest of the fight choreography is amazing. And it's a really fun action movie. And I love fucking 80s action movies.
That are based upon true events.
True
Yeah.
life events of Frank W. Dukes. A person who does not tell the truth.
Frank W. full of
Perfect
shit.
timing, ties the
Yeah.
I
For 329 matches, he retired undefeated as the World Heavyweight Full Contact Kumite Champion.
That's great. I also fought all those matches in the world not heavyweight, half contact,
I did.
mini might championship.
I wonder
I did
if like the
330
same guy that trained him to stretch his taint is the same guy that taught Joey Ryan the dick suplex.
Could be. That sounds reasonable. It sounds as
Yeah.
believable as anything that we're seeing on the screen right now among Frank Dukes' records.
Yeah, I mean, I can make up some records too.
I enjoyed this more than I thought I would. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I'm definitely okay with that. I don't know. The next time I would watch this is if people were over and we were drinking and somebody was like, we should watch Bloodsport. And if I'd had enough to drink, I'd be like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
But I
that's
would
absolutely
never,
true.
I would never be like, hey, I need to revisit Bloodsport like on my own.
Yeah, it's a fun movie to watch in a group with alcohol.
Yeah.
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 And with like idiots like us.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not like we said. It doesn't commit the worst crime of a needless commentary movie. It's not boring
No,
at all. It
Not at
moves
all.
right along.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this with you guys.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Sean.
What's interesting, I'm wondering if it felt more brutal back then because we didn't have UFC, where we actually see actual people fighting in actual fights,
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
and so we're a little
Yeah, full
desensitized.
contact.
Yeah, like
It's possible.
as a kid, where we don't actually see fights all the time, we're like, man, this is really intense.
They did at the video store. They had those fights that were like UFC, but they were like called something else.
Oh yeah.
But it was like just straight full contact fighting. I used
Yeah,
to rent those.
I
And it was
used to
like
rent,
some
like-
hardcore shit.
Yeah, the-
It was,
Japan
it was
has that, like, Pride
No,
and-
like,
it was
it was
like
Ken
pre-UFC.
Shamrock.
It was
Yeah.
called like
Royce
Ultimate
Gracie?
Martial Arts or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it wasn't.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
know what you're
UFC.
talking about.
in the same time period that I watched this, I used to watch those
Same
videos
here.
all the time.
Yeah,
Like, because Ken Shamrock and Royce Gracie were like my fucking heroes.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like Frank Dukes wanted to be a Gracie
Yeah.
and wasn't, so he just made up a story that made him sound like. Y'all don't know this about me, actually, but I have a championship. You've not seen it, though, because it's in Canada.
I believe that.
I'm kidding.
I think you could. I think you could fuck up a Canadian.
I probably
I
could.
believe that.
They're
depends on
very polite.
Unless it was Stu Hart.
No,
Like in
actually,
his
yeah,
prime.
yeah. Who am I kidding? I could not fuck
In
up
his
any
prime.
Canadians.
Yeah,
I've
maybe
seen,
not.
I've
That's
seen the
okay.
Heart Dungeon.
That's okay.
That would
That's fine.
depends on if they're running at me or not.
Arian, final thoughts, and we got to go back around because everybody's got to share where
Sure.
we can find ourselves online.
This is easily Sean's best pick for a movie we've watched yet.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I agree.
Such a low bar, but I'll take it.
Way better than Power Rangers.
Oh God, yeah.
No, this is perfectly enjoyable.
Yeah.
Fun movie. And it's better than Curl, too. So,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
better. Performed by Stan Bush. Oh,
What?
shit!
What?
Whoa! Stan Bush of You Got the Touch fame.
Everything about this movie just got 10 times better.
I agree with that 100%.
And now I
this
wish
came
there
out
was a soundtrack.
after Transformers.
Fuck.
So, oh man.
Stan Bush is a god on earth.
Well, someday this for sure will get a vinyl release, and it'll probably be like clear vinyl with red blood spatter on it. So,
I hope so.
Arian, where can we find you online?
You really can't. Whatever. Just follow my Instagram if you want pictures of pets and shit.
Yeah, your dog's cute. It's
such a lazy
lazy man's worth a follow.
And my cat's fucking evil. So whatever.
Yeah, well, it's a cat.
Rad Ranger.
The Rad Ranger on Instagram, Theme Park Alchemy,
.com.
That's this. I'll let Ryan sing the song. SmellsLikeCheese.com, that's Jen's store, and then Theme Park Pulse podcast. I'm on every 2 weeks, amusingly.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. It's because I don't have to edit it.
Hashtag content.
Is it my turn? I am Battle Cougar on Instagram. Also themeparkalchemy.com. And also Caught Dead Watching. We actually are recording now. I know we had a little bit of a break, but we've put out a whole bunch of new episodes. So check us out. We're about to do some Thanksgiving shit. Because what the hell, the last half of the year is just going to be all holidays all the time. So get our October episodes, which were both Halloween-ish, Halloween-y, and then we're going to do some turkey shit coming up. So
Turkey shit.
turkey shit.
Is it going to be Thanksgiving?
I might actually not do Thanksgiving.
That's a good call.
I might do, which I love Thanksgiving, but I might do this movie called Home Sweet Home with the guy from Body by Jake as a crazy murderer for no particular reason.
Wow.
What?
I know.
You'll do it with the mullet?
That sounds incredibly
Yeah,
terrible.
Body by Jake.
Yeah.
His name was Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I look forward to hearing that. Ryan?
Yeah, so Theme Park Alchemy, Casket Creatures, but most importantly for this week, my movie's finally done. Me and Kevin from the Casket Creatures, Joe Striker. It's finally done. We're having the Blu-rays come in this week, and we're having the big premiere maybe before this? Or will this be...
No, the premiere will
November
have
It will
happened.
already happen. So, but the pre-orders will still be up, so if you didn't go to that, fuck you. But also, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But second off, just pre-order the DVD. We got all sorts of stuff. We got the shit stack package with the
Well,
shirt.
at that time, it won't even be a pre-order. Just order it.
It'll just order it, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
it's joestriker.bigcartel.com. There's a whole bunch of different packages. You can just get the movie for $15. Like, it's super cheap for a Blu-ray, or you can get merch, shirts, hoodies, fucking poster, all kinds of shit. Actually, if you want to buy a fucking head that they used in the movie, you can
An
buy
actual
it.
prop.
Yeah.
We sold the script. We had like a copy of the script. We actually signed a copy of the script, got sold, and we were like, that'll never sell.
I feel like you could have maybe made a few of those.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would sell.
In
I put the inventory as one.
I realize it's really hard to achieve
Print out
printed
a
words
script
on
and
paper, but
Well, I didn't feel like signing anything else. So.
There you go.
well, guys, thank you so much for coming to the Phantom Zone and watching the Jean-Claude Van Damme masterpiece Bloodsport. Next month, I don't think we've 100% decided, but I think we did get a few votes for our potential Christmas movie, so we'll see how that goes. All right, thanks for being here, listeners. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
And remember to always stretch the taint.
Always stretch the taint.
Hashtag pegging.
And we're
Hashtag.
back to that again.
Well,
It never really goes away once you've done it.
Well, you know what they say. Once you go peg, you can't go back to reg. I don't think anybody says that. Except maybe Arian. And I hope we all enjoy what we've learned about him this month. Next month on the Needless Commentary, we actually have now decided what we're going to be watching. And we are expecting a very special guest that we've actually been looking to have on for a while for a different movie. The stars just haven't aligned. But we're going to go ahead and get him in here if we can for December. and probably within a couple of months after that, have him back for the other movie that we were going to watch. But yeah, and that's how it is, you guys. Things are planned for months ahead for our little ramshackle show. Please check out needlessthingspodcast.com. Every single week, the Needless Things Podcast posts on Friday, and throughout the week, you can find other pop culture posts like toy reviews, movie reviews, thoughts about various things. Every once in a while, a list. I'm not a big fan of lists, but when we do lists, they're all on one page. You don't have to click through 10 pages of listings, so they're not that bad. And believe me, it has to be something special for us to do any kind of list about it. Join the Needless Things Podcast Facebook group, where you will get the pop culture news that we feel is worth sharing, and you'll be able to interact with all of the Needless Things Irregulars as much as you want. It's up to you because it's a Facebook group. All you got to do is go in there and post something and see what happens. Follow Needless Things Podcast on Instagram. Follow Phantom Troublemaker on Instagram. Those Instagram's my favorite. And I've been kind of falling off lately because, as I mentioned, things have been busy. But I'll be back because I love you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Needless Things Podcast. You're the best. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, or in the ears of a Trader Vic's employee. Love you. Mean it. Uh-huh.